And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Morning Sprint. You already know it's Jeff from Virginia Today, giving you guys the news that you guys are talking about that'll make you smile, make you scratch your head, and sometimes just a call to action. I will say, first and foremost, shout out to everybody who sent us some type of comment or some type of reaction on yesterday's show. We literally had so much back and forth with that particular topic. It was over whether or not you thought Beyonce's Texas Hold'em song, if you thought it was country or not, if you thought it was good or not. So you guys had a lot to say about it, and it was really, really funny and entertaining to watch every one of your comments. So yeah, thank you so much for that. Today's show, we're actually going to talk about leap year a lot, but first and foremost, before we get into that, something I think is very important, especially for our parents to know about, man. This deep fake stuff is very, very scary. We went over the story earlier today, and it just shook me to my core because I can only imagine as a parent what these parents, the students are going through, but the students' parents as well. Either way, we got a stronger warning going out to all parents after AI generated pornographic images of students ended up circulating in a high school. We're going to chat about it, what all happened, and what you need to know to be aware, especially if you're a parent or if you're a student in general, man. Again, it's a sick world that we're living in, and they taking advantage of technology, and that's just unfortunately the world that we live in. But yeah, we're going to do our best to try to spread the awareness for people to understand, how to prevent something happening to you should something go off or south. Moving on, man. A lot of people love this in Wawa. Well, get this. This controversial development is moving forward. People are excited about it, but there's a catch. Botetourt County Board of Supervisors approved yesterday's plans for a Wawa convenience store, but the proposed site is less than a mile away from the Sheets off of Roanoke Road. It will be the first location in Roanoke Valley, and many have expressed concerns about the traffic, but as a part of the agreement, the chain is not permitted to advertise on Interstate 81. So, hey, I'll take it. Unfortunately, like I was just talking about that today. When I drive to and from Arkansas, some of the most, comforting things to see is when I see like a big Bucky sign and it's like coming up in 80 miles. And then as you get closer and closer, coming up in 50 miles, coming up in X amount of miles. And you just know that you're getting closer to home, or you're getting closer to a really cool gas station. And so I guess, having this opportunity taken from Wawa, I don't think it's going to hurt their business whatsoever. If anything, I think it's just going to be like a really cool little nugget that people in our area know about and that people will learn about. But I thought that was kind of interesting that that was a part of their agreement. Like they couldn't advertise on I-81. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. Okay, so again, it is a leap year. So happening tomorrow. If you guys love you some donuts, we got some deals coming your way. Check it out. Both Duck Donuts and Krispy Kreme, we having deals to celebrate the extra 24 hours of 2024. If you go to Duck Donuts, you can get your choice of a donut and coffee combo for $2.29. But also, Krispy Kreme offering a dozen donuts for the same price as long as you get one other donut. Get this. If your birthday is on the 29th, you can get a dozen donuts for free. So there we go, man. Krispy Kreme, all of our donut places doing what they can to celebrate this leap year. And I think it's actually kind of cool because you never realize, well, you see how rare it is. A leap year that comes every 4 years. So believe it or not, there are people who, like a ton of people who have birthdays on leap year on the 29th of February. So tomorrow, obviously, is a day that only happens once every 4 years. 10 News reporter Keisha Lynn was working all day trying to track down what people thought about it downtown, and she even found a leap year baby. And get this baby is actually 56 years old, but going on 14. So leap year is an extra day added to our calendars almost every 4 years. And while our calendars show 365 days, Earth's orbit actually takes a little more time than this. That's according to NASA. And to counter this extra time on our calendars, we add an extra day almost every 4 years. So that's the science behind it. But get this, millions of people celebrate their birthday on this day, including Laura Woolwine of Roanoke. Although she's 56 years old, Woolline will be 14 years old in leap years. It says that she still celebrates annually on the 28th, but apparently her loves she loves being a leap year baby because it comes with its perks and it also comes with its obstacles. For example, one of the challenges that she faced when she was 16, she was trying to get her driver's license. Unfortunately, she lost it. But when she went to go get another one, they wouldn't put 29th as her birthday. Instead, they put the 28th.
I got a young clerk when I went, and she had no idea what the leap year was, the 29th. She goes, "Well, there's no 29. I don't understand. How can you be born the 29th when it's February 28th? There's no, you know." So it's an unusual birthday, but a fun one, I guess you could, start talking about it.
So Wawa says that she had to wait 4 years to have her birthday changed on her license, and she says that she's faced a similar situation when she tried to open her first bank account. This year, she'll celebrate with a surprise. So us here at WSLS are screaming, "Happy birthday to you! I hope you enjoy your leap year birthday tomorrow." And I bet that's a big celebration, especially because again, it comes every 4 years. You can plan for that. You can make it a really big deal. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. It's pretty cool story. If you want to check out more, go to our website, WSLS.com. And obviously, meteorologist Chris Michaels, he's going to dive back into his little nerdy thoughts about it as well, with how this is impacted or the weather is incorporated into a leap year as well. All right, prom season quickly approaching, and we all know how expensive trying to, participate in that can be. Well, YMCA of Virginia Tech is working to ensure that money will not be an option or an obstacle for anyone who want to go, okay? So leaders at Virginia Tech Y are hosting their annual Cinderella and Prince Charming Boutique. Prom season, again, can be a very expensive experience for families, but for families who can't afford this, leaders at Virginia Tech YMCA want to make sure that they can still go.
The purpose of this event is to provide teens in the New River Valley and beyond with the opportunity to come and have a really boutique experience that they might not be able to afford elsewhere.
So leaders say the folks who come in can get one outfit for free of charge and can make a donation. And they say that while they have already held one event, people can still come out this Friday and Saturday or on the 22nd and the 23rd. So they're giving everybody an opportunity to be able to afford or have something to wear when prom kicks off. And it's always cool because you guys send in the best pictures on our pennant page. We always love those. So keep that in mind as you're gearing up and getting ready. Whenever your prom happens, please take a picture, send it through pennant, and we would love to give you guys some shout outs for looking good this time of year. All right. Turning a new page for Lynchburg community. Here's a really cool deal right here. Students at Heritage High School built a little free library. Project gave students the opportunity to gain core carpentry skills, and it also gives the community a way to read for free. Free library is strategically placed in front of the LCS building in hopes of increasing book access and promoting literacy. It says that the library is now open for business, and the community is welcome to take and give as they please. Now, we were talking about artificial intelligence earlier. Here's something that I guess is creative that's coming out. Here's kind of a positive spin on a negative situation of how they're trying to use AI, okay? Artificial intelligence, they're trying to use it to detect depression using your smartphone. So researchers at Dartmouth Department of Science and School of Medicine in New Hampshire created a prototype of a smartphone app. And the app has facial imaging processing software that they say can reliably detect the onset of depression before the user even knows something is wrong. They said the mood capture, which is the name of the app, uses the phone's front camera, record the person's facial expression, then evaluates the image for the cues associated with depression. In a study of nearly 200 people diagnosed with a major depressive disorder, the app correctly identified early symptoms with 75% accuracy. Now, obviously, this is new research and more studies need to be done, but this is kind of, it's kind of, I don't know how I feel about it. I have always had just trust issues with artificial intelligence to begin with because I'm like, the smarter you make things, the more, I guess, weird and uncomfortable stuff can be. Like, it's cool having cell phones that understand the basic commands and basic amounts of things that makes it convenience for you. Like, you got Roombas and stuff like that. But having things that could pick up on, a facial expression to see if you're getting depressed or not, That right there, I'm just like, what if I just got, what do you call it, a resting unhappy face? I'm gonna say an RUF, a resting unhappy face. What if I just got like that, and I'm looking at my phone, texting or something, and the next thing you know, a doctor's calling me like, hey man, you need to come in for therapy or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking in extreme terms, but I do understand artificial intelligence has had its benefits as far as, detecting cancer and helping out in the hospital system. But again, it's stuff like this that I'm just like, I don't think I'm gonna be downloading that anytime soon. All right. Speaking of weather, we were talking about Chris and talking about his nerd out moments dealing with leap year facts and stuff like that. Well, as you may know, if you turned on Virginia Today, you would notice, and he had an appcast for our Weather Authority Alert Day. A lot of winds coming our way, got some storm system kind of coming our way. So, meteorologist join us, Chris Michaels is joining us right now with our Hump Day WAD.
Hey guys, Weather Authority alert day in effect today due to a strong cold front. It's going to bring a line of heavy rain, gusty wind, and a big drop in temperatures. By tomorrow, wind chills first thing in the morning in the teens and 20s. Updates anytime on our app and on WSLS.com.
All right, Chris, thank you. I'm not looking forward to those temperatures getting back into the cold temps again. It's been nice having, I remember I woke up today, walked outside, and there's something about the feeling of when it has rained. I absolutely love that, especially when you walk outside and it's not cold. You just got a jacket on it's doing the job just right. So, yeah, apparently we're about to do this big, huge seesaw thing with the temperatures. He mentioned a fact earlier, somewhere in the north, I think, had 70 tips, and then had snow the next day. Like, it was something crazy like that, but I'm just like, man, I tell you, the climate is crazy. All right, moving on, man. Roanoke Valley has a new group of first responders. It's always a congratulations to that, because it's always cool when we have leaders in our community willing to put their life on the line to save others. So, Class 36, which is made up of 9 men and 3 women, graduated at the Berglund Center. Half of them will be working in the Star City, while the rest are going to Botetourt County. Recruits spent weeks training in the classroom and in the field to prepare for a real-life emergency. And during the ceremony, one recruit actually, get this, he secured his future in more ways than one. He took a moment, if you're looking at your screen right now, very sweet, took a moment to put a ring on his now fiance's hand during that ceremony. How special is that? I'm like, talk about securing your future, but then also securing your woman. Get it, boy. So the next group of recruits graduate in June, with another class starting in July. Again, we absolutely love seeing stories like this. It makes you just smile, makes you just feel good, because again, our first responders are human too. They're human beings with love and emotions and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you guys get a chance, go to our Facebook page, go to this Facebook page, go to this article, wish them luck, wish them a congratulations. But again, congratulations to everybody who did their thing with their graduation. Class of 36, let's get it. Okay, so a fun experience for kids is staying pricey for parents. Today is National Tooth Fairy Day, and the new poll shows that the Tooth Fairy's prices are actually going down, okay? So a poll from Delta Dental shows the parents across the country are paying more than $5 a tooth. It also breaks down the average cost by region. Virginia was included as a part of the southern region, which is paying about $5.50 for every tooth lost. Parents out west are paying the most, with more than $8.50 a tooth, and then kids in the Midwest are making the least, about $3.60 a tooth. Poll also reveals that more than a quarter of kids go to bed early in anticipation for the Tooth Fairy's arrival. This was always something fun growing up and having to deal with. Anytime you lost a tooth, well, as a kid, you didn't really know how jacked up your mouth looked. You just was like playing, oh yeah, I broke a tooth today, yay. I remember my front 2 teeth were gone for like at least a year. I felt like it just felt forever. And every tooth that I kept losing, it was exciting putting it under my pillow. And I do not know how it ever happened. I always sometimes tried to stay up to figure out when I could catch the Tooth Fairy dropping something under my pillow, and I always missed them. But I remember Mom, we used to start off with $1, start off with $5, and then I think as my tooth or as my teeth, the two teeth that I was losing, got bigger and bigger. Like when it got to the molars, and when it got to the last couple baby teeth that were coming out, that was the most money that I would get. So it was always fun having that experience as a kid. Nowadays, Jenna was talking about like her tooth fairy gives her daughter $10 and a specialized coin. So yeah, I don't know if the price of inflation has caused this stuff to go up, but these kids got it lucky. They just don't know, because when I was growing up, $1 was a lot for me. And also, like I said, I'm happy I don't gotta really deal with the tooth fairy right now. I just got a dog, Bo. And so I would say the tooth fairy does a good job with handling peanut butter for him if he ever lost a tooth. He's lost all his teeth though, but all of his baby teeth, I should say. So yeah, don't have to deal with that right now. Maybe one day when I become a parent, we shall see. All right, speaking of parenting, man, we got to get into this. And this is one of those stories that I think is a call to action for a lot of parents, just to be aware and in the know. And like I said, artificial intelligence has its pros and has its cons. And the pros, they make life more convenient. There's a reason and a business and a market for it. But then you got people who take advantage of AI in a very upsetting and gross way. And sometimes it's dealing with deep fakes. We've all seen that online. Yeah, they can be funny. If you see them on YouTube, they can be funny doing some type of mimic of a celebrity that you know is not happening, or it can be very harmful. For example, I know AI is being manipulated for kind of election kind of stuff. So you just got trust issue all around the board. They need to get some type of hold on it before it gets kind of crazy. This is one of those examples of how crazy it has gotten, in my opinion. Rise of deepfakes, again, causing alarm because now it's targeting young populations in a sexualized way. I don't play with kids. When it comes down to that type of stuff, that's when I draw the line, and that's when I think it's time to figure something out quick. But increasingly, these disturbing AI-generated images are making their ways into the nation's schools. This is what happened. A group of students at Beverly Hills Middle School created deepfake pornographic images of their classmates, swapping the faces of their peers onto pictures of naked bodies. The school alerted the parents after the images were shared among students via text, saying that several students were victims. Beverly Hills police are now assisting the district in investigation. The ability of AI still so new that this falls into a legal gray area to begin to believe that. Legal experts say that it's still unclear if the fake images are even child pornography.
This is one of the situations where law is oftentimes chasing after technology.
Yeah, a federal bill aims to criminalize sharing sexually explicit deepfake photos, but it's stalled in Congress. Many parents say that it's an issue that cannot wait. I 100% agree with this. I remember the other day we did a story about Taylor Swift and how someone in a sick fashion created an AI kind of a generated photos, multiple photos of her doing very like explicit activities with the Chiefs teams, and just it's just gross, And so for people who have the time to do that, it's sick in the head to begin with. But for students to think that this is funny, this is one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know why kids find the jokes that they pull now funny than, just a simple prank, but this right here can be very damaging. Can you imagine your student going to school and finding an image that looks real? Deep fakes make it look realistic. And it's not them, but they're doing activities that put them in such a negative light. You don't know where all those images are going. You don't know who all is going to believe those images. You don't even know if this is going to keep their children out of a job or not. More than anything, it's going to jack them up mentally. So for students who think this is funny, stop it. Chill out. And I honestly think, just from my personal opinion, because this is such an awful, awful deal, again, this cannot wait. And I do think that this is child pornography. This is a sharing of images with a child's face, mimicking or doing things that is not appropriate behavior. 100% that should be criminal, like a call for criminal action, criminal, charges of some sort. Because if you give just a slap on the wrist with stuff like this, guess what? It's going to keep on happening and keep on happening to the point where it's going to get very, very extreme. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, but it is what it is. There are some very awful pedophiles out there that are just jumping at the bit to have stuff like this available. we can't make that happen. So in my opinion, I think that this is just an awful situation. It's one of those things that like I said, parents need to be aware of, students need to be aware of, and these bullies that are thinking that this is funny. Yeah, y'all need to chill it out, because you're gonna end up finding yourself, your rest of your life is gonna be ruined because you did something very, very stupid. So let's bring in Jazzy Jazz real quick. Jazz is in the building right now. Jazz, these kind of stories get me fired up, man. I absolutely hate the fact that people take advantage of artificial intelligence and then use it in a way to just damage the purity of children.
Yeah, it's disgusting, honestly, and just to see people using that technology that can be used for good to exploit children is just deeply upsetting. But unfortunately, it was something that was anticipated when it first came out. I remember reading different studies that they had on it on the Associated Press on how to proceed and how to address it, because they were having like an argument on whether or not it's considered child pornography because it's not an actual, well, in this instance, it's actual for children and teens. But in that specific situation, it was just random AI generated people, and it wasn't an actual person like in this instance. And it was an argument on whether or not you can proceed with charges, because is it technically considered child pornography if it's not an actual person? But in my opinion, I feel like if we're going down a rabbit hole,
Right.
it do allow it to continue, and I think it should definitely be put to like there should be a stop to it, because you're enabling someone that pedophile.
Exactly.
So I definitely think that you should. It's definitely some sort of legislation that needs to be put in place to address this now before it gets even more out of hand.
Right, right. No, and you just made a really good point on that, because again, so what if those weren't real people? You know, that it's just like a drug addict. There are some addicts out there. It's like a drug addict that start off with, maybe they start off with marijuana. And I'm not throwing shade at people who do that, but maybe they start out with some type of gateway something, end up doing something deeper, and they're chasing a high, and then it gets to a point where it's just uncontrollable. This is one of those situations where they're allowed, like, I don't know. I just feel like there is no question. I don't understand why this is up for debate. This is not entertainment. And especially when it's dealing with real kids. Come on now. put the gas on it.
Yeah. And then just the fact is, it's incredibly scary that people can just take a photo of you and then generate these photos that have a similar body type to you that
Right.
are explicit, sexually explicit. And it's really concerning because it can happen to the ordinary person. It's already happening to celebrities. They have like a whole platform for it. And it's just, I wish more was being done. I feel like it's kind of getting pushed back onto the back burner, but I do think this is a significant issue that needs to be addressed immediately before it gets out of control.
Yeah, definitely.
If this is already happening to teens and celebrities, could you imagine if you don't address it now?
Right.
Yeah, and it's really good technology that can be used for good, but of course you're always gonna have those bad apples out there that are using it for bad.
Yeah, no, it definitely has the potential to ruin someone's life. So I pray, sending none but prayers up to God, that people just chill out, man. Can we just stop? So let's just switching gears here to a happier story though, Jazz. Check this out. That leap year story is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I really enjoy reading about her story because I think it's cool and it's crazy to me trying to wrap around the fact that they are a lot younger than their actual age. But also, I didn't realize or think about the sort of challenges that they face, people who are born on leap day. Like she said, she had trouble getting her license renewed, and she had trouble with her bank account when she was first trying to start one. So it was just interesting hearing her story and how she faces those different challenges. But I always thought it was cool because I have a friend that's born on the 28th, February 28th. So she's not born on leap day, but we would always joke on what if she was actually born on leap day. Have you ever met anyone that is a leap day baby?
I actually have not, and like I said, I think it's really interesting because again, they said that she's 56 years old, but technically she's 14. That's pretty funny.
Because there was one person that commented yesterday, and I believe he was in his 60s, 54 or 50s or 60s, and they said he was actually 10 years old in these years. And they were taking him to, I think it was Disney World to celebrate his kid. He's only 10 years old.
I love that. I love that. Okay, well, speaking of comments, Jazz, do we have any more comments or anything today?
Yeah, we don't have any comments currently, but if you're watching this later and you want to give your thoughts on the stories that we discussed today, you can leave a comment on WSLS.com, Facebook, or on YouTube. But there's one thing that I really wanted to bring up as well, in addition to that. So we have our Harlem Globetrotters contest going on currently, and you have until midnight tonight to still enter. So there's still a lot of time to enter, so make sure you do. We're giving away a 4-pack of family tickets, and there will be 5 winners. So make sure you enter. It'll be the perfect event for you and your family, and it's just super exciting. So just make sure you don't miss out on it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. All right, Jazz. Well, thank you so much, girlie.
All right, bye, girl.
Bye. All right, guys. Well, we are about to roll out. Let me get my computers and stuff together. Here we go. Boom. If I could get I don't know what's happening to my computer. Here we go. We're about to move it on myself. There we go. Boom. There I go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. What was that about? We always have some type of technical issues, and I appreciate you guys being patient with us when we experience them. Either way, thank you so much for having that conversation with us. And again, happy early birthday to all of our leap babies out there. Happy birthday to all of our 28th babies today. So again, thank you so much for sharing your stories on our Facebook page and all of your experiences with what you've dealt with during this time of year. And also, thank you so much again for joining that conversation that we had yesterday involving Texas Hold'em, just having that fun back and forth. It's always a good time. Thank you again for being patient with us today. We know we started a little bit late, but it's cool. We got back on time, and we're back with a good cause. And again, this call to action to be aware of artificial intelligence and be aware of the demons that are out there that could possibly try to, again, cause harm to anybody. Be really, really cautious of that, especially if you're a parent, if you're a student. Do whatever you can to protect yourselves. But again, yeah, we're going to be following that closely, and I hope some legislation or something passes to where we have some type of protection in order. Let us know your thoughts on it. We'll be back here again tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., WSLS.com on the Morning Sprint.